a man discovered a stunning oil painting in the hallway. Unable to resist, he reached out to touch it, but the paint was still wet and got all over his hand. He didn't think much of it, went home exhausted, and crashed immediately. The next day, he was shocked to find his finger had turned yellow and the discoloration was spreading. He could even faintly hear noises coming from inside it. Terrified, he rushed to get help from his roommate, who looked at his yellowed finger and figured he was still groggy from sleep. The man himself thought he must be hearing things, so he went to the bathroom to scrub his hands clean. But no matter how hard he tried, the stain wouldn't come off. With no other options, the man decided to go back and check out the painting again, only to find the janitor already waiting for him at the door. The moment she saw his yellowed finger, she urgently told him he had to cut off the infected finger right away, or it would spread throughout his entire body. The man thought he'd run into some lunatic and quickly took off. Back in his dorm, he was even cracking jokes with his roommate about meeting some crazy person who wanted him to chop off his finger. But just a few days later, the paint had spread to his entire palm and was emitting increasingly piercing noises. That's when it hit him. The janitor hadn't been lying. He frantically grabbed a knife, ready to cut off the infected part. But just as he was about to go through with it, he suddenly realized his body wasn't actually in any real danger. The man started thinking maybe the janitor was trying to manipulate him into mutilating himself. Furious, he grabbed the knife and hunted down the janitor, demanding to know if she was the one behind all this. Under his threats, the janitor had no choice but to come clean. Turns out, she'd encountered this painting 20 years ago. Back then, both she and her sister were captivated by it. She couldn't help touching the painting and playfully smeared some on her sister's face. Who knew the paint wouldn't wash off at all and just kept spreading bigger and bigger? They could even hear strange sounds coming from it. To survive, the janitor had brutally severed her own finger, but her sister mysteriously vanished. At the same time, she made a disturbing discovery. Her sister's figure had appeared inside the oil painting. The man was instantly paralyzed with fear. He then decided to destroy the painting, but the janitor quickly stopped him, terrified her sister would never be able to return. During their scuffle, paint accidentally got on his head, and the man fled in a panic. As he walked, a sudden flash of white light burst before his eyes, and his surroundings completely changed. The man felt strangely familiar with this place. It looked exactly like the scene in the painting. Suddenly, he spotted the janitor's sister. He rushed toward her, desperate to figure out what the hell was going on. But when he got there, the figure had disappeared. Then an ear-splitting noise erupted in his mind, causing him unbearable agony. Desperate to escape this nightmare, the man turned the knife on his own arm. Meanwhile, his roommate was searching everywhere for him and happened to walk through the hallway. He casually glanced at the oil painting and noticed a small figure inside with a severed arm. The arm had been brutally hacked off, and the paint, still wet, slowly trickled down like blood. Curious, the roommate reached out and touched it. A few days later, the janitor stared at the painting with an eerie smile. Another figure had appeared inside. Her sister wouldn't have to be so lonely anymore.